You're a Muslim?
I am.
When did you become Muslim?
When I was 17.
What were the circumstances?
I don't know, it was like... When I was 17, I was living in Washington, and there was a pizza shop across from my house. And it was like all these Muslim dudes that worked in there. And I used to go in there and crack jokes. And I was a naturally curious guy, and I would ask them questions that I wanted to have a meaningful life, a spiritual life.
I'm reading about you being Muslim, and they reference something that I was fascinated by, the well of Zamzam.
There's a well called Zamzam. It's in Saudi Arabia.
And the myth goes that a family walking through this desert dying of thirst, and this endless well presents itself. You and I could go see it.
Right, so I could go see it. You'd probably have to make some phone calls.
Have you been there?
I have.
It's only welcome to Muslims. It's not a tourist location.
No, nor should it be. The man is the...
When the current president says, you know what, we're going to look into keeping Muslims out of this country, how does that make you feel when that happens?
You don't expect necessarily that much empathy or...
Did you know that one of the greatest comedians of our time, Dave Chappelle, found his spiritual path in the most unexpected place, a pizza shop? Here's the incredible story of how Chappelle converted to Islam, brought to you by Gen Z Islamic Studio. Growing up in Washington, D.C., Chappelle was surrounded by a diverse community of cultures and religions, but he never considered Islam until his teenage years. So what exactly happened at that pizza shop that changed his life forever? The story. It all began when Dave started hanging out at a pizza shop owned by Muslim workers. He was just a young, curious kid, but he couldn't help noticing how these men carried themselves, with kindness, integrity, and humility. Intrigued, he started asking questions about their faith and their way of life. One of the workers handed him a copy of the Quran, encouraging him to explore its teachings. What Dave found inside deeply resonated with him. He once shared that he loved the peace and discipline Islam offered, something he felt was missing in his life at the time. Interestingly, Dave doesn't publicly speak about his religion often. He's said he wants to keep his relationship with God personal and not turn it into a spectacle. But in the rare moments he's shared his thoughts, he's spoken with pride and gratitude for the spiritual foundation Islam has given him. Wrap up. So, what started as a simple visit to a pizza shop turned into a life-changing spiritual journey for one of the funniest, most thought-provoking voices in entertainment. Dave Chappelle's story is proof that inspiration can come from the most unexpected places. At Gen Z Islamic Studio, we're all about sharing stories that inspire faith, learning, and connection. If this story touched your heart, give this video a like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories about faith and spirituality in the modern world.